This is your animal instinct.
I've left the Tommy Robinson movement and rejoined it. What do you think about Tommy buying cocaine? I hope it's good quality. I hope he buys good quality cocaine. And using the word packy. I've never heard him using the word packy. I use it myself.
So we need to show him the respect the man deserves as a British-born Sikh. Let's have a round of applause for him.
Posing as an EDL supporter, I spoke to this man, Gurmit Singh, a British-born Sikh and one of the EDL's core leadership team. He told me the organisation is planning to target some of the most iconic Muslim communities in the UK.
Yeah, Bradford will be huge. The problem with Bradford is like the security threat, you know what I mean? Highly populated urban area, you know what I mean?
Yeah, fucking got massive.
They're very militant as well.
Yeah.
Don't take fucking much from them. Walking out of bombs, you know what I mean? So there's a big security thing, so once we get over that, it's sort of...
It was formed just 11 months ago. The English Defence League has become the most significant far-right street movement the UK has seen since the National Front in the 1970s. The organisation's leadership claims it is peaceful and non-racist.
We was talking about Islam in Pakis actually. I called them Pakis just to make it simple for my mum. She just walked out on me, she couldn't hear it. She just couldn't listen to it anymore. But the truth needs to be told, people, so don't forget. Free Tommy.
Asians, innit? Don't like the bloody Asians.
But The Guardian found that explicit racism and violence were never far away.
It's taking over, ain't they? Yeah. They need knocking down a peg, don't they?
Taking over what?
Everywhere. Civilization. They're just breeding like mad.
Can I get a taxi? Taxi?
Taxi.
Little p***y that drives car.
Blacks and niggers, they're alright, man. But it's the Pakis, man.
As I said, I have been living amongst the white people for the past 28 years, and they are the most wonderful, beautiful people compared to the Pakistani community. Not all of them, I'm not saying every single individual, but a majority of them are absolutely disgusting. Disgusting, racist, dishonest people. This is your animal instinct. Yet the British white people are a tolerant people. They got patience. They are civilized.
Can I get a taxi? Taxi?
Taxi.
Little p***y that drives car.
Later, I travelled with the EDL supporters for a demonstration in the Midlands town of Dudley. Things got much worse.
He's telling me how he goes to the Tommy Robinson marches, all of these like EDL events. Yesterday, I finished work and at the train station, the trains were delayed and the TfL workers, you know, they had their mics in their hand and all they were doing was passing on a message that the trains were delayed, right? Then I see this guy, grown man, right? Bear in mind, grown man, he looks about 50, 60. When the trains were back on and we were allowed to like go down the escalators to get on the train, right? This guy goes effing packy. And I'm thinking, hang on a minute, like you're walking past this TfL worker who has nothing to do with the trains being delayed and you're calling him a packy. So then I went and spoke to this man. I was like, yo, like, what's up? Like, why are you calling him a packy? I'm trying to, yeah, so he said something fucking packy. That's what I can recall hearing. So then he goes, oh, like, he's like, oh yeah, he then starts saying, oh, it's not because he's Muslim. And automatically there, just from that little thing he said, oh, it's not because he's Muslim, it tells me a lot of things. Number one, yes, it is because he's Muslim. He's getting abused because he's Muslim. Big 2019 and he's getting abused because he happens to be Muslim. I don't know what the man was. He looked Muslim. He had a beard. He looked like a grown Pakistani, right? So the guy was probably Muslim, but he was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't call him an effing Paki because he's Muslim. It's just, you know, I'm annoyed. There was train delays, blah blah blah." But still, you don't call. I really don't know how I have to like explain this to a fully grown man. He probably has kids, a job. Well, if you're a racist and you're stupid like that, then probably not a job. But he's a grown man, you know. That's the fucking fact I'm making, you know. Anyways, so then he's telling me how he goes to the Tommy Robinson marches, all of these like EDL events, Britain First, you name it. He starts telling me he had a Northern accent as well. He was telling me how he's from Sheffield.
Can I get a taxi? Taxi?
Taxi.
Little he drives car. Little he drives car. Little he drives car. Can I get a taxi? Taxi?
Taxi.
Little he drives car.